Hey, and welcome to the Behavioral Business Blueprint, where we dive into the world of behavioral health entrepreneurship. Join us as we explore the ins and outs of launching and growing your own behavioral health business. Are you ready for part two of how to build that seven figure ABA business? I didn't want to overwhelm you, with too much information on that first episode, so I had to break this up. It was a lot of gems dropped, and I want to make sure that we are actually taking action on the things that were listed. So, you're probably wondering, where do ABA services occur? For me personally, I bootstrapped everything when I had my ABA company. So, we started off just going into homes and schools. And you really need to look at your insurance contracts to know where you can and cannot provide services. In some states, going to schools is impossible, even though it may be written in law that it is, but that's another story for another day. But honestly, if you have funds, maybe you want to go with the building. Personally, I went with the building after doing, in home and school because so many people kept asking, well, I have somebody want to refer to you, but we want to bring them to you. You know what the funny thing is? I heard that so many times. I say, you know what? Let me go get a building. And it was so slow getting clients into the building. All the phone calls turned to the opposite of, oh, we need you at school. They're getting kicked out, or we need in home. So, you know, go with what you want to do. Don't necessarily listen to what the consumers are calling you for because there are plenty of ABA businesses out here that will never touch going into a school or a home. That could be your niche. So, again, as we look into having a building, if you want to go that route, I would look at alternative options, especially when you're on a shoestring budget. So, look at churches. Most churches are only open, two times a week. So they may have enough space, enough extra space to give to you for, those other days. And then you might be able to use it Monday through Friday. The building's so big, they're only using maybe the front part of it. And they see what you're doing and they want to give you a helping hand. So that would be one place I would definitely lean into, or a church. Also, something I would look into is a community center. They're all around, and a lot of times they're not filled throughout the day. Maybe they only have some open space from you from 8 to 1. Do you not think there's some clients out there that need that time of 8 to 1 to come to you? And maybe the afternoon you go into home, or maybe you go into schools. Let's just say they have after school program going on. You really got to get creative with this. I don't want you not having a physical building being that thing that stops you from starting this seven figure ABA business, because once you get started, the clients are going to start coming in. But you have to start. So now we're about to touch on one of my favorite parts of running an ABA business, and that is how you market. How do you market this business? How do people know that you exist? For me, my daily uniform was either a t shirt, a hat, a blazer, or jacket with my logo on it. You always have to be marketing. Always wear your logo wherever you go. You never know who you're going to run into. And it's going to be that time that you decide to wear something different that's not your logo. And you're going to meet somebody that could be the key to unlocking all the clients, all the resources that you need. And you're gonna have to go up to them. You're not gonna have your logo on. And I know for some people the logo is not the biggest deal, but it's something about when people can see your logo and put your name to that business. It's just like marketing. You see certain things on TV. it just gets ingrained in your brain. So that's why I was always wearing my logo. Even today with another business, I'm always going to be wearing the logo. And just some small things that, I used to do. I put the logo on my computer. Hey, when I first started, Panera Bread was my mobile office. I kid you not, Panera Bread. I would meet people that I would hire, I would interview, and Panera Bread, I owe you something. Whenever I make it big, I can make a donation to whatever charity you want. But, don't overcomplicate it. Just always be wearing your logo. So for me, I would have, my logo on my computer. So every now and then somebody might stop and say, "Oh, what's that?" And that starts the conversation. Simple marketing didn't cost you much to do that. So now, how do you get the word out? So for me, I started with boots on the ground, passing flyers all over the place, the doctor's office, going to vendor events. I have even sent a few random faxes as well. Now, did sending random faxes work? I think one time out of probably the 10 times I did it, but hey, you gotta try everything. If you stick enough stuff out there, or if you throw enough stuff out there, something's gonna stick. So you just gotta do it. Don't be afraid. Vendor events were big. The doctor's offices are good, but you have to make sure that you know who to talk to in the office, because if you go to the office and you leave cards at the front desk, it's a hit or miss. Maybe they'll do something with it, but it's not going to necessarily always bring you clients. There's somebody specifically that you need to talk to at that doctor's office, and they go by many names. Here in the Northeast Florida area, they go by a patient navigator. And you want to find that patient navigator for that doctor's office. And if you're talking about a larger healthcare system, and I'm just going to throw out our healthcare system here, let's just say UF Health Jacks, or Baptist Health, they usually will not have the patient navigator at that office. But if you ask the front office or somebody that works in there, well, how do I get to the patient navigator? They're going to know who that is and direct you there. That's who you really need to start talking to, because they're the ones that just send out referrals. We'll say a family needs ABA therapy. They're just going to look down a list. They're going to, sometimes they randomly pick, but if you have a good relationship with that patient navigator, they're going to just send them to you. Maybe you can help, maybe you can't help, but it always, the more referrals you get, the better. So that's just one of the, ways, being boots on the ground that I was able to do. And I would also say this: don't go spend a whole bunch of money bringing in a basket, trying to smooth over the front clerk at the doctor's office. I see it happen, especially with some larger companies. Eh, I'm talking to the people that are bootstrapping here. That's an unnecessary expense. Save that money on something else. So, you also want to make sure you have a website. Whew. To be honest, I would invest in the website from the beginning. Don't go cheap on it. I did that, and it always bothered me the way the website looked in the beginning. And I think it was just me because nobody else really paid attention. But once I started working with somebody else that was doing some consultation, they not only made websites, they also help with something called SEO, which is your search engine optimization. And I personally was just all about being boots on the ground. You know, I just need to be in the people's face. But the internet puts you in front of so many people, and it does work. I don't think you necessarily need to spend thousands of dollars on the SEO, but you definitely can spend a few dollars just getting that website and making sure that whoever's doing the website understands SEO. Because when parents put in ABA therapy, Jacksonville, Florida, ABA therapy, Dallas, Texas, you want to pop up, because if you pop up, then that gives the parents the opportunity to call, because there are huge wait lists. We're talking about 3 months up to 2 years worth of wait lists that parents are on. They're going to call more than one person because they want to see who can my child go see sooner. Parents don't have time to wait 2 years to be on the wait list. And sadly, that happens. And there's some things and some ideas that I have that could help with that. But again, another conversation for another day. So make sure y'all tune in for that one. Now, the next thing, and I will just kind of close it out on this one. You have to have a practice management software. If you are going to build a seven-figure ABA business, we can't spreadsheet it the whole way. Excel, Google spreadsheet, does it work? Yes. And I have seen some people that get very creative with those spreadsheets. But when you're dealing with insurance and you're planning on growing, you're going to scale this business and you're going to be in multiple cities, possibly states, you need to have a good practice management software. Now, there are a lot of options out there. And I would say this day and age, we're in what, 2024? You need to make sure that software has some AI built into it because we're trying to save time. One that I can think of offhand, core software. I mean, the way they're using AI, it's a big thing. And I would say this: why I'm a proponent for AI software. And I had a good conversation with somebody about this. When you're hiring people such as your registered behavior technicians, you're hiring them to work with the client. You're training them to be the best with the client. When you're hiring them because they are good at what they do. The ability to write should not stop you from hiring somebody. We're all on different levels when it comes to writing and getting the information out. And that kind of holds some people back, especially, we live in the United States. Everybody's not from here. People are from all over the place, different languages. And sometimes it gets a little bit difficult when it comes to the writing part. And the conversation kind of changed my mind when the person said, hey, I'm not hiring them for their writing ability. I'm hiring them because they're good at what they do. They can make a change. And the fact that maybe some of the grammar is off should not stop me from a good hire. And that's where AI comes into place. Can you imagine just filling out all the information of what you need to know during the session will happen and AI just spitting it out? You might need to change a few things here and there, maybe, but that's a huge game changer. It saves a lot of time because what happens in this field, I don't care if you're an RBT, BCBA, BCABA, some people like to wait, 2, 3 days, or some people just like to wait till the weekend and try to do all the notes. And then they get all stressed out. And the reason why they can't do it at the end of the session is because they're having a hard time figuring out how to start off what to write. And yes, some people do templates, and that's great. But I'm still going to say I prefer AI over everything. And some other things why you need that practice management system is because it's going to help you with onboarding. Onboarding is a headache. And you have to onboard, people you hire, you have to onboard, new clients. And, there's some technology out there too that can help with that. ABA Engine is one, and it really helps out with your onboarding of new clients. And parents can see where they are within onboarding. Do they need to turn in, paperwork? Are they, needing to do an interview? They can see where they are because it's a process. It's not like, oh, I need to go to see a physical therapist. Oh, just go to the physical therapist. No. If you're in this business, you already know ABA is not as simple um, as it sounds with getting the services started. So this was just a crash course. There's definitely more details we could dive into with this, but I just wanted to, give you a good overhead of how you can really start this seven-figure ABA business. Hey, if you're listening to this and you're seeing this, maybe you're struggling, reach out to me. You can find me on Instagram as Behavior Dad. I'm always on LinkedIn as well. Just look me up, Arthur Hairston. But I'm here to help because I know what it's like to start and just need that extra assistance. So if you like what you hear, just make sure you please, like, subscribe. We'll have some more great sessions in the future. See you next time.